Hi, welcome back to Garden on the Moors. It's May and time for our next garden tour. Enjoy! So we'll start out in the patio area. I got these beautiful pelargoniums that we overwintered. I just need to, that's one of my jobs for this weekend, is to pot those pelargoniums up into some pretty pots. The apricot tree, looking nice. It's got lovely leaves all over him now, so hopefully we're putting on some good growth underground, ready for next spring basically. This year is its catching up year, getting settled type of thing. The figs, so we've got one fig there, one fig there. They were getting a bit crazy, you know, look at all of this growth. So I've cut this one right back down to here, which I'm hoping will make it a bit more manageable. And this one again, I've cut it right back, but I've kept this side, even though it's still a bit crazy, because I think there are some baby figs on here. So we'll see what happens with them. And then we have our overwintered citrus, which are not looking very happy at all. But we've had a nice run of hot sunny weather and there's some lovely fresh growth coming on there. So I'll wait for that fresh growth to come out and then I can make some, make it look pretty again, basically. But that's those pots. Then we have these were our tulip pots. And they were looking absolutely beautiful this spring. And I'll put some clips in from those just now. And then another job to do is to swap out these for our summer pot plants. So yeah, but they've done brilliantly. Really, really happy with how they've done. Then we have a sort of, I don't know how to describe this bit, the cherry tree bit. I don't know. That dicentra that was in the greenhouse has come out and looks absolutely fantastic. Those little love heart flowers that nearly finished with the new buds, but done really, really well. Really happy with that. So yeah, got it out just in the nick of time. What else do we have? We have our hardy geraniums coming through here. A still bee here, so a few bits and bobs waiting in the wings. And then just behind I have my sort of nursery area where the plants that I've overwintered but are now pretty big and can come out now, just waiting for their spot in the flower bed, are hanging out here basically, and I can still bring them inside if it does get too cold, although it's the start of May and we're not forecast any more frost, but it's always good. And at the minute I don't have the space anyways. What I'll do is, you'll see shortly, but we have a beautiful showing of forget-me-nots. I'll wait for those forget-me-nots to finish and set their seeds before I take them out, and then I'll have those gaps that I can then plant those plants into. And I've just seen, whoa, look at that for some hot pink. I can't remember if I showed you the magnolia. If not, this is it now, but I'll show you it in full flower. But this azalea is stealing the show at the minute. Woo, what a pink. Okay, so coming into the greenhouse, and we have some more pelargoniums that are overwintered, which are just waiting to go out. This one here is a lovely one. It's actually quite a few years old now, but this one is a trailing pelargonium, and I'm thinking of putting it, I don't know if you saw that space when I showed you the apricot, but there's like a little gap at the front of the apricot. I'm thinking of this as a really good location for this one to just trail over the pot edge. Then we have some sweet peas. I've pinched these out already, but it's obviously time for them to go out properly now. And these will go out, there's a climbing rose we have out in the front garden. I don't tend to film out there because the main road is so loud, but it will go at the base of the climbing rose and give some nice showing there. Just behind that I have an overwintered fuchsia. So this will go into one of those pots that the tulips have been in. More pelargoniums. So, oh, beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. These are in here now because we've had a lovely run of nice sunny dry weather, and so to make the most of that light, they're out in here. But we have some cooler evenings lined up, so they'll come back inside into the house before long, just to make sure that they're nice and cozy. I don't want them getting any damage. But yeah, what have we got here? Now we've got Genovese. So this is that accordion tomato. We've got Black Beauty back there with those lovely big dark fruits. Golden Sunrise, so nice yellow tomato. Then overwintered salvia, some more fuchsias. Again, these are going into those tulip pots. More salvias. The dahlias, which I think, again, I'm just gonna get some more pots, I think, for those, because I like them in the ground, but they don't seem to do that well. So I'm going to try them in pots this year, and then I can overwinter them in there. The snapdragons are finally starting to get a bit lively, so I'll give them a little longer, and then I'll pop those on. Our leeks, broccolis, which will be going out very soon. Basil plants, which are just from a supermarket, basically, that I've split into 5 different pots, and yeah, that should help them out there. Courgettes, and then we have, well, funny, right, isn't it? But we've got beetroots in here. So I've got the Chioggia beetroots there, so those sort of candy cane looking beetroots, and then burpees here, those lovely yellow beetroots. As you can see, one has done better than the other. And then similarly with the Swedes and the turnips, Swedes have done great, turnips a little slow to get going. So I might what might I do? Get some more seeds and try out some fresh seed and see if we can get any better luck. But this is the greenhouse so far. Oh, just before I forget, we've got this lovely tropical lily here, which has overwintered in this pot, and again will be going out into one of those larger pots when the tulips have moved on. Also, just in here we have lots and lots of cuttings. So we've got penstemon cuttings, monarda. This probably won't work, but this is a wild vetch, and then salvias all through here. So this will be next year's flowers with a little bit of luck, but they seem to be doing pretty well. Took them a couple of weeks ago now, so we'll see how we get on. Just outside the greenhouse, we have our strawberries and daffodils this year. The daffodils looked brilliant. I'm so happy I did that because they just gave us a bit of interest along here whilst the strawberries were getting going. And now the strawberries really are getting going. We've got some lovely flowers coming along. So hopefully we get some fruit this year, because last year we have some cheeky, I think they're field voles or bank voles or something, that live in our wildflower area. Let me see if I can find one of their holes. There you are, there's a little hole just there, and another one just there. The little cheeky things. We live in perfect harmony throughout the year, except for the strawberries. So I'm going to have to find a way of protecting the fruits, because last year we didn't get to eat a single strawberry. So yeah, I'm going to have to find some sort of protection for them. Make sure that we can actually enjoy them as well this year. Then we have a mammoth rhubarb, which we really need to start picking. Well, we have started picking, but just keep on top of it. It's done very, very well. This actually gets some of the quail poop, which obviously it's very happy with, I'd say. So it's absolutely enormous. So yeah. Just behind that, we have our Katie apple tree. So this is just coming to a close with its flowering now, but hopefully some of these flowers will lead to apples, which will be really nice. And then, as I just showed you, we've got our little wildflower area just to the side here. So we have, I cut it short around here and then short up there as well on the flat areas. And then this sloping bit, I just leave go wild. And we have, we had a lovely show of primroses last month, which I'm pretty sure you would have seen. And then we have a few flowers now. So we have red clover, Germander speedwell, and we've got sweet vernal grass, which is this grass flowering just here. Daisies, buttercups. You see them all right? maybe it's not focused, but some buttercups and a few other plants. But mainly, most things are coming through. The sort of peak time for this will be June and July, mainly June. And then just to the side, within the lawn, we have all these leaves. Now these are the daffodils that give us that sort of Teletubby land effect. And the important thing to do is make sure that the leaves are allowed to die down naturally, and that you're caring for the daffodils now, because the care that you give them now is what feeds the flowers for next year. So we want to make sure that they're soaking up all this sun with all their leaves as much as possible and being kept watered. Maybe a little feed. I did give them a little feed this year because a lot came up blind. So just making sure they've got a little bit of extra juice to get them going. But yes, hopefully this will give us some lovely flowers in next March. And what I'll do is once these leaves have browned off, I'll then come through and clear them properly, and you won't even know they're there. Just before we get to the greenhouse, we have this, which is one of my favourite plants in the garden at the minute. This is a Solomon seal. I just love them. They seem like they're shy because all of their flowers are at the, hello, because all of their flowers are at the underside of the plant. But they're absolutely loved by bees. I've just seen one jumping in there then. And they also have lots of sawfly, which are specific to Solomon seal. They come every year, absolutely annihilate the plants, make them look so messy by the end of the year. But as you can see, they're looking absolutely fabulous. They do every year. And just look at this foliage even. It's just beautiful, isn't it? So a really nice plant to have. It's a bit of a boisterous one, but seems pretty happy in this little corner. And then we have our raspberries. So these I moved this winter. They were being shaded out where they were before. And what I'm doing is just waiting for those, I'll just zoom in, those little shoots at the bottom. You see those? I'm just waiting for them to get a little bit bigger, and then I can cut those stems right down and then have some lovely canes for next year, because all the effort will have gone into those fresh canes, and will then be the fruiting canes next year. And then just to the side of them, we have our onions, which are looking great. So we've got 3 rows of brown, 2 rows of red, and then our potatoes are just coming up through now. So there's a bit of a variety in ages. I'm not sure why that's happened, but it's just one of those things, I suppose. Some of them are clear of the ground, some of them just poking through, and some are well away. So I don't know what's happened there, but just the way it is, I suppose. And what I'll do is I'll wait for them all to get about this sort of size, and then I'll start mulching them with grass clippings and straw from the chicken hut, just to protect the bulbs basically from the sunlight, because that worked really well last year, and then started breaking down into the soil, and was great for the plants that followed them on, like the leeks and things. But the real stars are these garlics, looking absolutely incredible. They are from saved bulbs or cloves, whatever you want to call them. That some of them have been, well, everything from here onwards, because these are a new variety. This is one variety, second variety, third variety. These lot have been reused for the past, must be 7 or 8 years. So doing really well. And these are our new varieties because I wanted one more for luck, basically, 3 varieties, but they're looking absolutely incredible. I think that's probably because they had a lovely thick layer of chicken manure in the winter, which is the first time I've done that properly, because we're finally getting some good quality chicken manure and can use it on our veg. But don't they just look fabulous? Really, really happy with those. They will probably send out a flower scape, and then next month will be when it's time to harvest them. But yeah, really happy with that. So this is the veg patch, the start of May. And then we have this lovely little gap here, just before I forget, which is where those broccolis will go, just in here. So yeah, fabulous. And also, I just wanted to show you this beautiful Japanese maple just here, which moved because it was getting a bit crowded out where it was before, looking so happy next to these two apple trees. But just look at that gorgeous red. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Really, really pleased with how he's doing. I look so happy there now. There we are. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers!